I've quite a lot of experience with doing small group personal training. But I've never per se ran a gym, although I've been, involved with the operations as a head trainer, never with the sales side of things. So I didn't know what to expect going into it sales wise. All the marketing was taken care of, so we didn't really have to worry about marketing per se, but the whole like managing leads and doing phone sales was totally new to me. What led to our success was really just focusing on what clients actually want out of the whole thing. So instead of like focusing too much on doing the best and the flashiest exercises, it was more along the lines of looking at the clients and asking them, well, what do you want out of this? Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to build muscle? And then really diving into what's effective for doing those things and explaining to them that they're doing what's best for that. And then on the sales side of things, when we started to really grow was when or I should say I started to actually just think about doing more of what I was already doing. I just wasn't doing enough, frankly. And so I started to really ramp up in terms of how many calls I was making. I started focusing on getting better at the calls and things like that. And that's when we really started to grow. Teaching people how to be a client at the gym is a big deal. Like when people come in, if you don't explain to them that they can reschedule, or like when they miss a workout, they don't have to feel bad about it. They can schedule another time to come in. Like just being like ultra supportive with people, because people don't know what they're gonna do. And another part of that was like from the workout side of things too. Like everyone has preconceived notions about like how the workout should go or has gone in the past based on what they've done doing other things like fit boot camps or Orange Theory. Or a lot of these people that sign up have already done sort of those sorts of things in the past. And so teaching them how we do it at Alloy was a big deal, and we weren't great at that at the start. So something that helped us, like just client expectations with the workout, like this is how you're supposed to do it. Like really go slow, focus on technique, do it really, really well. And then we start to build on terms of like how much weight they use. And that helps us control the flow of the workouts and helps the client understand that they're doing something different. People that jump out to me right now, I have a guy named Eric who lost 40 pounds in 4 months. That was awesome because going into this, he had never really done strength training before. And so he had no idea what to expect. And he said he's wrote in the success story now, it's on our wall, but he talks about like how, like what I was just explaining about, like slow down, get really good at what you're doing first, and then like start building on technique. And what he found is like, well, let's get a perfect workout in that's going to get your body feeling better. And then let's work together on the diet side of things. And that's what led to his success. And he ended up losing 40 pounds in 4 months. And we have another similar one. His name's Tim, and he did the exact same thing. Just focused on really good, high quality strength training. He started out, and he's on the success story too. And what he talks about is he started out at 2 days a week, and he was getting good results. He came in, he was 240 pounds, and his first goal was to get to 220. And at 2 times a week, we were able to get him to 225. So we were really close. And he's like, and I kept texting him because he travels a lot, he's retired. And I kept texting him, I'm like, you can't miss you plan 2, you miss 1, and you only get 1 in. Let's try planning 3. Like, because no one's perfect, right? If you get a good week where you get all 3 in, that's great. But if you plan for 3 and hit 2, and some weeks you hit 3, other weeks you hit 2, you're going to be way more successful. And he trusted me, and he switched to that, and now he's at 185. 240 to 185 is pretty crazy. As far as like our decision to open a second one, where our head was at was, well, first of all, we picked a good location, and it went really well. And well, the question was, well, why not a second one? If we did it successfully with the first, then why not let's try a second? And I think, we're not sure. I haven't talked to that many people yet about a third and how like how many layers of complexity that adds onto it, but I think if the first and the second are pretty close together, then I can probably get two to be successful as well. So the best thing about Alloy to me, the keeping focusing on the basics, and I know like sometimes when you say the word basics, it's like comes off like as not a good thing per se, but I think it's the complete opposite. I think if you get great at the basics, you're gonna, at the end of the day, people, they want results, and doing the basics really, really well and then keeping the workout fun, like, gets client results, and it works, and it keeps people from injuring themselves. And so I think that's the difference between Alloy and a lot of these other brands, is they understand that good training is often simple, and good training done well gets people results. I went to Michigan State. This is kind of the short version, but kinesiology degree. There's something called a kinternship, which is it's an internship that's required in order to get the degree. I did that at a place called State of Fitness in East Lansing. It's a gym that I believe was a licensee of Alloy. I didn't know that at the time, but they do a internship program there where they teach people how to become personal trainers, and they use the same underlying principles and philosophies that Alloy uses around their workouts. And so I was pretty immersed in that for 2 years at Michigan State. And I moved down to North Carolina right after graduating, with the intent to do strength and conditioning for athletes. COVID hit, totally changed the course. Ended up at a personal training gym where I was training people with what I was taught how to train people, right? Which is the principles that I later learned were Alloy's training principles. And so that's kind of, I learned about Alloy just trying to do continuing education. I stumbled across their podcast. And then I was like, wow, that sounds familiar. And I found out that State of Fitness was used to be a licensee of Alloy, is what I think I know. Well, I mean, if you're not a fitness professional, then Alloy's the best fitness franchise you could possibly get. Because they take care of all of that for you. Like, they have the best programming, the best systems behind the training, the best philosophies around customer experience. So, I mean, you're potentially going into business where not only do you have to be a really high-level professional from a fitness side of things, because people hire you to get results. If you can't get people results, you're not going to stay in business very long. And then the community side of things is really important. And then, also the customer service aspect of things. So if you're not a customer service professional or a fitness professional, then I would say you would need to have an Alloy franchise in order to be successful. Alloy, I don't want to give away trade secrets here, but Alloy has great systems behind, like, member events that we do. They give you amazing tools to help you keep it fun in the gym, which is really important, because you can come in, you do the workout, and that's great, but you have to keep people having fun so they can come back, and keep people involved in the process. And Alloy has awesome little events, little challenges that you can do, and they lay it all out for you, so you just get to follow along with that. It's really fun. Alloy is great because even if you are a fitness professional, like, you can then focus all your efforts on the other stuff and utilize all the tools that they give you to help you with marketing, to help you with events, to help you with customer service, stuff like that, which I've really found helpful. And then as far as, like, so our partnership goes, I'm a fitness professional, they're investors essentially. And so that I think that they're very happy because they don't have to be involved in the process much at all, other than, accounting and kind of the business side of things, the back end, right? Mm-hmm. That's why it's a good partnership, is I handle the operations day to day. They don't have to worry about any of that stuff. We meet often, we talk often because we're related, but everything going good? Yep, it's going good. Numbers are good. And then as far as anything else goes, they're probably not so much involved after that. We cut marketing down pretty much all the way, but we fit people in member referrals. We try to prioritize friends of friends to get them in here. Still have spots here and there, but we're at 136 members. We were at 142 last month. So we're bouncing around there. Seems to be pretty much capacity, although I think I could fit a few more people. As far as like alloy advocacy goes, like I am truly 100% genuinely a big advocate of the brand. What Rick and the team have created is really, really special. In fact, like I'm sad I didn't come up with it myself. Well, that's why I'm part of it, right? But I love the principles. I love the simplicity. I love focusing on people. It frees up so much bandwidth for the trainers and the operators to really like actually focus in and care about people, and I think that's huge. Instead of having the trainers have to come up with a full plan, instead they come in and they use the alloy programs. Maybe they refine them and specify them a little bit for people like on an individual basis right before the workout, but they're not sitting down every week for several hours and coming up with some intricate plan for people. Alloy's taking care of a big part of that for us, and that frees up so much bandwidth for the trainers to care and focus on the person.